like, Laurie?
Well, we really don't consider ourselves any different from anybody else, except for that we just happen to be connected. We do everything as normally as everybody else.
Now, I noticed the first thing that hits you after you noticed that you are Siamese. Now, you don't like the word Siamese twins.
My sister doesn't.
Dory, what do you want me to... You don't like the phrase Siamese twins because it's reminiscent, I guess, of the circus. What would you like me to use?
No, that's not the reason. The reason is because we are not Siamese twins. We are conjoined twins.
Now, you are in school right now?
Yes, I am.
And Dory is not in school?
No, I am not.
Dory, what do you do when Laurie is studying or in class? How do you work that?
I do my work. I invent things, and I am writing a book.
Are you able, or to what extent are you able to tune each other out? Let's say I'm on a private phone call with you, Dory. Laurie, what are you thinking when I'm talking to her? Are you listening?
Not fully, but I am sometimes. Yeah.
What about you, Dory, if I were talking to Laurie? Could you tune us out?
Perfectly well, yes.
You are able to tune out?
Yes. I could hear nothing if I don't want to, especially if I don't like what people are saying.
Okay, let's talk about your social life.
My brother was afraid of this. No.
Did he? What did he say? Did he say don't let her get into your social life?
No. Anyhow, I plan to get married someday, and I hope to have a child. I've always wanted to have a little baby. Doesn't matter what it is, a boy or a girl.
Okay, we wish that for you.
We perhaps feel that you are uncomfortable. And it's kind of hard for us to understand how, with Dory being paralyzed from the waist down, this would not be terribly uncomfortable.
Well, I'm not uncomfortable now.
No, but in general, is there pain involved in the movement, in moving around?
Maybe sometimes when we bend, when Laurie will bend, like to pick something up, it'll put pressure on the head because that's where we are connected. And puts pressure on the neck. But other than that, no.
Other than that, you're able to get around most of the time. And I asked you in the beginning, and I thought you were kind of polite about saying the things that people did towards you. And I think it's important that this is being the first time you're on national television. Tell people about the reaction that you get so that we can all learn and perhaps not do that or do what's right.
Okay, some of the reactions we get is people stare. And that we do not like. I recently did a documentary, and I told people that if they would just come up to talk to us, that would be a lot better than staring, and it'd probably be easier on them and on us.
So you don't mind answering questions. What you do mind are the stares.
I do not mind answering questions. The stares I don't mind either, but I think it's easier on people if they would ask questions because staring could hurt their neck.
On that show, we also met two other incredible women, Yvonne and Yvette Carter. They were connected at the tops of their heads. Although they grew up working in the circus sideshow, they tried to maintain a normal life.
All right, we were talking about social life, and our producer came up and said, you know, Yvonne and Yvette really want husbands. Is that true?
Of course.
Okay, what are you doing to make that...
We'll be married someday.
What are you doing to make that possible? Do you ask everybody you meet?
Not really.
Oh, guts, I don't think. Of course I have. You just don't go around and ask, you want to get married?
No.
All right, do you go out on dates?
Not in a good while.
Not in a good while.
Did you go out on dates?
We used to travel.
Travel some lot.
All right, and how did that work?
Fine with us.
You know, Doctor, they finish each other's sentences. You guys finish each other's sentences. And yet Laurie and Dory don't.
Yeah, I think that actually they are still very different. They may have dressed the same, but I know from talking to them that they're quite different as individual personalities. But I think they're answering a common question so that they seem to have the same feeling about it.
You know, Yvonne and Yvette, we were talking about being younger. Were you in the circus when you were younger?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I wouldn't try it again.
No.
No, but I mean, seriously, what is your feeling about it?
Gee, I didn't really find out until after we got into adulthood.
Adulthood, how we used to travel around with the circus, but
Was that a
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think I like it now.
Now.
Was that a
Maybe
bad
just to
time of your life?
Pardon?
Was that a bad time of your life?
I don't remember.
I remember because we were too young.
Too young?
And then after we got up until, I guess about 5 or 6, we just traveled the entertainment circuit, gospel singing.
Porter Collie developed a rare disease that literally covered her body with thousands of tumors. One thing certain, Porter never let her disease hold her down.
You have...
neurofibromatosis.
Oh, I'm so glad you said it.
Can't always. It's a genetic disorder. 50% is hereditary and 50% is spontaneous mutation. And mine's spontaneous. It just came.
Now,
A gene changes.
A gene that you already have change. This took place, since we saw those pictures, when you were how old?
Well, I've had the disease since infancy. You're born with it. I had cafe au lait spots, which is one of the signs of it. If you have 6 cafe au lait spots, it's a good sign that you have it. And the tumors grew with age. They increased frequently during puberty and during pregnancy. They increase. The outcome's totally unpredictable. And there aren't any 2 people, I think, who have the same kinds of signs.
So we really don't know a lot about it.
Some of us have pain and some of us don't have pain. I have a lot of pain.
You do. In what form does the pain take?
Well, it hurts to have a bear hug.
I can't hug you.
No, not tightly. Sometimes I have pain in my back that feels like an ice pick's being stuck in and wiggled around.
When you have these, when they come, and you don't know when they come, they're not related to stress or they're not related to anything?
Touch will sometimes trigger it off. Sometimes, just like that, something will start to hurt.
Okay. When you have that, do you have them removed?
No, not always. If it gets too painful or if they stop blood flow. I had one in my neck at one time in here. When it was ultimately removed, it was as big as a large turkey egg, and my carotid artery was flat, and my esophagus was over here someplace. It can kill you.
It can kill you?
Yeah.
You've had hundreds of these removed?
Yes, I have, literally hundreds.
Now,
over 110 at a whack.
Whoa.
Yeah.
When you look in a mirror, what do you think? Or what do you feel?
Sometimes I wish I looked differently, but this is me. I'm a human being, and I'm just like you people on the inside. I bleed when I'm not cut. I wash my face and I bleed. But we're all human beings, and we all have the same kinds of feelings that you all have.
But what about feeling of why me, God?
I don't feel why me, God. Why me? What's the mechanism that triggered off my gene to do it? I've never felt why me, poor me.
Never?
No, I really haven't.
You would not? Is there anger?
I get angry when people point, laugh, and stare. I get mad at their rudeness. Sometimes I think maybe I should have compassion for them because I think they have a bigger problem than I have.